Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. In this series, we're going to be taking on what has come to be known as the Masochist Challenge. In this challenge, we have to build a deck based on cards that we pull from the Master Pack. Every time we win a duel, we will be able to purchase one of these packs to see what cards we get to possibly add to our deck. We will also be able to pull from the Legacy Pack. Anytime we collect a Legacy ticket, we'll be able to pull from this pack as well. Unfortunately, we will not be able to buy structure decks to help us or pull from secret packs that are unlocked when you pull certain ultra rare and secret rare cards. We will not be able to do this. All credit for this challenge is going to go to the YouTuber Simo, who came up with this idea. The whole point was to build a deck with random cards and see how far you can climb the rank system in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. And with all of this out of the way, let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Masochist Challenge. Today we are looking at the new deck that I've been working on for the past couple days. It is utilizing what I believe to be our best cards that we have mixed with our best strategies. Most of that is still fairies. In all honesty, our fairy strat is still probably our best strat, but I've condensed it down to the most essential cards that we need. Out of all the fairies, I think the best way of going about it is utilizing the earth fairies that we have. So we've got, the patchwork fluffle here. We've got this fluffle bear here. The only thing that we have that isn't earth fairy is like this fairy here because it's can't be destroyed by battle unless we take battle damage, then it gets destroyed. But like everything, we've got like our new fairies going in here because they're earth fairies. The earth fairy synergy is fairly good. It's at least something there. And then of course we've got our Valkyrie. The only thing that we're going to be special summoning this off of though is Catapult Zone, but that's all right because Catapult Zone is at least useful for protection in general with our two 2200 defense monsters here. We've got, of course, our Dark Lord in because we just tribute Fairy and we can summon this out. We still have cards like Yomi Ship, our Hyper Hammerhead, our Fire Hand for destruction purposes. And then, of course, we've got some of our warriors still, like our 1900 Power Breaker here, our Photon Thrasher, our Battling Boxer Shadow, which I just realized like the other day that this is also a fire monster that can utilize the Pyro Fusion, Pyro XYZ. I don't have the Pyro XYZ in this deck because it's not going to be applicable because I'm not going to use this to go into an XYZ. This is just a good way to out our opponent. So we don't have that. Of course, we have our Cyber Dragon, our Primitive Butterfly, our Mother Spider, and then our Buster Warrior here, our Doo Warrior here. Um, we've got our Pendulum Monsters because their effects are still pretty decent. A variety of our spells and traps. I brought this back for the warriors that we have in here. Um, Foolish Return, of course. I know this hasn't really come up hardly ever since we've pulled it, except maybe like once or twice, but it's still like our one way of possibly drawing more cards for ourselves, so that's in the deck. Dimension Slice, Lost Wind, the selection here. This is one of our first traps that we've ever drawn. That's all still in here. We're still running this. Of course, we're using our Summon Gate because it's our best trap in the deck. So it's our Floodgate. We've got our Fervent Flames, just in case. We can just pop our entire opponent's board off the field if the requirements are met. We have cards like our Re-Rex here, Re-X here, because this is just a really strong beat stick to begin with. And then if we end up battling something from the extra deck, it gains 800, possibly outing that. So we've got our Botanical Lion, because this is technically a 1900 beater by itself. So all in all, like we have the Earth Fairy engine going in here. We still have our rank 4 engine for getting Black Ship out. The problem with our XY Synchro deck is it's like we're usually trying to get Black Ship out. Virgil, we're trying to usually get out for the most part. Those are like the two easiest things that we can summon out of our extra deck, and they're just not good enough on their own. So that deck, as much as like the strategy is better than the fairies end creatures are better than what we have as far as power goes. Black Ship, if it could just pop any opponent's target, or target any opponent's monster and blow it off the board, and it didn't have like the restriction of having the attack less than this card or equal to this card to do it, then this card would be a lot better. But I still really like Black Ship. It's a really good card. Still one of our better cards in our deck, but strategies put together like this, where it's not just all the fairies that we have thrown in, I feel like this is a little bit more organized. So with all this being said, let's go test out our new deck. All right, we won the coin toss and we decided to go first. Our hand is, honestly, it's not terrible. We have quite a few good cards in it. I mean, we could summon this out later when they have a monster on the field, and we could start going for like our rank 4 play. In all honesty, what I think we're going to do is we're going to set our goat here, because Ice Mistress has gotten us out of so many predicaments, or at least stalled our enemy for a lot of time in the past. So we could possibly get to something to help us out our opponent. Just a really good card. Level 2 tuner, and this is good. We could potentially get a level 4 on the level 4 on the field and go in for Virgil. But we can also actually, we could summon our Fluffle here, and I think we have a, oh no, we need another level 2 to get this out. This would be phenomenal if we could get this out. I'm trying to think of any other level 2s that we have in the deck. I guess we can take a peek real quick while this guy's figuring out what he's doing. This is a level 2. That's the only other level 2 in here. So it, depending, we might utilize this to synchro summon instead of using this as its pendulum effect, just because the pendulum effect might not come into play. And we're playing Soul Sword. This is already not good. We're down to our last 1,000. They've outed our Ice Mistress. I'm not even gonna try at this point. All right, we once again won the coin toss and chose to go first. This hand is looking very good for us. Let's set the Yomi ship. Let's set our trap. And let's leave it there for now. We don't want to commit too much just yet. We want to see what he's playing. This, okay, it looks like he's playing some sort of Mashto. He's playing rockets. This is not going to go well for us. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. This would be nice. The Danger Thunderbird doesn't help us at this point. We're not coming back from this. Alright, we are 3 for 3 today on winning the coin toss and going first, but we are also 0-2 for the new deck right now, but that's really not the deck's fault. That's just our unfortunate luck of fighting two people that we're just completely outclassed by. What we're going to do is we're going to again set this. We're going to save this in our hand for later. See, do we have any? I mean, we have this. This doesn't help us right now because I was thinking we could go into a synchro summon here, because we could technically summon Primitive Butterfly, summon out our Ice Mistress, and go in for a level 7, but our level 7 is not that great unless we have a life point advantage. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to summon out our Power Breaker, and we'll pass turn. And then we're going to hope that they are able to at least get a couple things on the board going, and then we can use this to pop something. Hopefully he's playing Fish Sonar. He's probably playing Umi Control, which is not good for us. But we might be able to get away with it because we have this on the field. There's the jellyfish. That's good to see at least. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do anything at this point. It is what it is. Let's see what our next card is. Fluffle, that's not going to work. That's going to be a wrap on this one. Alright, here we go with the next duel. The opponent finally won the coin toss. We are going second. Man, so far we're not doing so hot. We're 0-3 with the new deck. Of course, we fought some really, really hard opponents. It just seems like we always come across these people, you know? Like, I swear, everybody else that I've watched play the Masochist Challenge thus far has come across, like, you know, self-TK decks on, like, a far too consistent basis. They just are able to get so many easy packs from defeating those decks. And then we're just stuck with everybody playing really good structured decks and put together decks. And we just never can seem to get any sort of break whatsoever. Hardly, like, we'll finally come across, like, the straggler that's out there just playing some deck that isn't that hard to out, but, like, I don't know. It is what it is. We can only try to do what we can do. This guy's got some sort of, I mean, he's got the new play mat, and I don't even know what's going on. If a card is banished, gain 500. I mean, that's pretty good, but we're not going to do any banishing over here, that's for sure. Let's see. This, man, we actually have some good choices here. Let's see. We could special summon this out and then just normal summon this out. I think that's actually a pretty decent play. Let's do that. So we can set this like so onto the field. We'll get this out. We can even equip our warrior here with this, but I'm going to save this for one of our other normal beatstick warriors, because this I mean, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter at this point. Let's go into battle. What we'll do is we'll swing with our fairy here. We'll swing with our warrior, and then maybe we just end on black ship. That's not good. Yep. No, this is over. Yep. I already knew that was gonna happen though. We were playing an Eldritch deck. A zombie deck is just not our forte. Alright, here is the next duel. We won the coin toss. We chose to go first. Not looking too bad over here. In all honesty, I think we're just gonna special summon the Photon Thrasher. We're gonna set Foolish. We're gonna set our Hyper Hammerhead. And I'm just going full commit here. Unfortunately, it hit itself. I was okay with it not hitting itself. It was the risk that we took, but, you know, it is what it is. I don't see a point to actually putting that on the field. We'll just leave it there. Let's see what this guy's playing. He's got 13 in his extra deck, a little over 40 cards for his main deck. What is this? We're not about to beat a math mech deck. And if my math serves me right and correct here, that's unfortunately 5 duels in a row that we've lost with our new deck. I mean, we've just been fighting such strong decks. Like, I just don't understand how we always get people every time we're on and dueling, that we get these really good decks that these people are running. I just don't understand. Like, we just aren't running across anybody playing structure decks or anything like that hardly ever. Here goes a pity pack again. I really wish we could just fight something that's at least within our power range. Like, whatever. When this card targeted for an attack, you pay 800 and negate the attack to level 2 tuner. That's actually pretty good. Super Electromagnetic Voltec Dragon. Well, we don't have Battery Man cards, so we aren't going to be playing that. Oh, here we go, a generator. 2 effect monsters, okay. This linked card and monsters it points to cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card points to 2 monsters, you can switch control of those monsters. You can only use the effect of this once per turn. This is going to go into our deck. This is actually pretty good. This might be an interesting way to out one of our opponent's cards. That's not a bad link for us at all. Runic, we don't have runic cards. Super Heavy Samurai Drum. Interesting. If this card is on the field, destroyed, sent to the graveyard, you can target one Super Heavy Samurai monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. You can only use the effects of this once per turn. I mean, that would be really cool. I really don't think we have that many, if any, Super Heavy Samurais. We might have like one, but we're not about to put this into the deck. I mean, it is a level 1 tuner. Maybe we do, because this thing's effect would be definitely better than the other level 1 tuners that we have, and if it just requires us throwing a Super Heavy Samurai into the deck and then having it get destroyed and go to the graveyard, I mean, at least this effect is more useful. We might do that if we have one. Umbral Horror. If we were playing Umbral Horrors, this would be a really good way to, special summon and get things going, but we don't. Necroz Mirror, we don't, I mean, for Necroz monster, I don't think we have any. That's fine, whatever. And then White Veil. White Veil is a very interesting card. I mean, this is fairly interesting. We actually might run this. This is a good way to just negate, basically, our opponent from doing anything. Big takeaways here is like, okay, if we have a Super Heavy Samurai, this is useful. This we actually might just play, like straight out. We just might just play that right now. This is interesting. I mean, it's a level 2 tuner. I mean, it's a way to negate an attack. I don't know. I think people are just gonna read that card and be like, all right, let's just pop that off the field with the card effect. So, all right. I'm gonna go and look at our deck and see what we can do about it. All right, here's what we got going on. I added in White Veil just by itself. I really couldn't figure out what card to get rid of to keep it a 40 card deck, so we're just going to play a 41 card deck for the time being. And then, of course, we added in our generator transverser here into the extra deck. This is going to be a really good link monster to potentially swap one of our like not so great cards with maybe an opponent's really good card and then beat them over the head with their own card. Really good. It's a link monster that has an effect that we can at least utilize. It only takes 2. The problem is getting 3 of our own monsters onto the board and then linking away 2 effect monsters and having everything line up. But at least it's there for us to possibly use. We swapped out a bigger link monster that we couldn't even use to begin with, so either way, a chance of something useful over not using anything at all is always better. All right, here's the next duel. We won the coin toss. We chose to go first. This is looking great because we have Summon Gate and Lost Wind in our opening hand. We have Rex, which we are going to absolutely summon out first. Back to square one. We have in our hand for later, but we're of course going to set our Summon Gate. We're going to set our Lost Wind, and we're going to pass here and see what he does. Now we can act. We have to do this now because we can't afford him to beat over us with that. There we go. But the problem is now he can potentially just go into infinity and that would not be good for us. Yeah, so that's what he's gonna do. That's his only other option. I really wish we were playing another, like, again, every time we've drawn this so far, it's like our opponent's playing a deck that doesn't require too much special summoning out of the extra deck to run the engine. It's so frustrating. Like, this is still, again, like, our best card in our deck, in my opinion, because it's a pretty decent floodgate on average. But the problem is we don't ever draw this or go first when we have this during a time we're fighting somebody that is constantly summoning out of the extra deck. It's always people like this where it's like, oh, we just need to summon like 2 creatures out. Like, okay, great. But we're gonna try our best here. Let's activate back to square one. We will send this. We will target this. He will have to activate to negate, and then we activate Lost Wind on him. It's actually just straight out outed. There's nothing he can do. That's all nice and all, but now we just activate Lost Wind. And our troubles are at least solved for the time being. And it has, you know, its thing, and then he just gonna activate his effect to attach this, and that's the duel. That's it. Alright, here we are with our next duel. We won the coin toss. We're going first. We're up against somebody with 6 cards in their extra deck, a little over 40 cards to their main deck. Hopefully we have a decent outcome for this duel. I would really like to get a win in for this episode. It would be great. Zolga, I don't think we do this. We're going to wait for our fairies for that. I think right now our best play is to do Spygale Misty. Let's activate, let's go for monster, and peer into their deck here. Alright, it looks like they're playing Dark Magician, which is not good for us because we don't have our anti-Dark Magician trap right now. We're not even gonna. Alright, we are here with the next duel. Our opponent won the coin toss. They're going first. 15 cards to the extra deck, 40 cards to the main deck. Our hand's looking pretty good. What is this? What the heck is this? Exo Sisters again. Excellent. Let's see if we can do what we did to them last time we fought them. Alright, here is our next duel. Let's check out our hand. Dimension Slice, Dark Lord, we have Fire Hand, we have Primitive Butterfly, and our tuner. We can go into Virgil as soon as we want to. It's pretty good. And that just sealed our fate. So, next duel. Alright, we are in our next duel. We won the coin toss. We chose to go first, of course. We're looking at 15 in the extra deck, 40 overall for the main deck. I think we're going to set Yomi Ship to test the water. We're going to set down our trap, of course. We're going to set down our spell, of course. And we're going to pass it on over to them. Hopefully they're just doing what we're doing with the Labyrinth card sleeves, because if they're playing at least Kashtira cards, which is not good for us. Yep, that's a wrap. Well, for those of you who are keeping track of every duel this entire episode, we have lost yet again 5 duels in a row, making this our second pity pack of the episode, which is probably a new record just overall in the Masochist challenge. I don't keep track of everybody that's trying this challenge out, but you know, as far as I know, I don't think I've ever seen anybody else have to pull 2 pity packs in a row, and I don't even know how many people out there even play with that rule to begin with. If we weren't playing with this rule, I don't know what we would do, in all honesty. I just don't know, because We just are so unlucky. We are always getting stuck with everybody playing insanely constructed decks that are actually like some of the best and most common decks that we could come across. I mean, Kashtira, like, why is there a Kashtira player in silver? Like, why am I having to fight that? I don't know. Anyway, Edge Imp, Tomahawk, Safine, level 4, 1800, at least as an 1800 beater for us. We don't have Edge Imp monsters. It's basically just an 1800 beater. I don't know if we need that right now. Let's see. If this card is normal special summon, you can target one Mayakashi card. Do we have any Mayakashi cards? I mean, yeah, this isn't going into our deck. Let's see here. Upstart Goblin Ninja. What? That's cute. We're not doing that. What is this? Uh, Amazement. We don't have amazement cards. Performer Pal. And this card's not applicable for us. Crystal Beast, Emerald Tortoise, classic card, good defense. This isn't gonna come into play. Ooh, Horus the Black Flame Dragon. Uh, this is a level 4. This is like one of the very classic level monsters when level monsters first came out. Control of this face-up card cannot switch, which is nice. During the end phase, if this card destroyed a monster by battle this turn, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard, special summon one Horus Black Flame Dragon level 6 from your hand or deck. We don't have that, so this doesn't come into play. This is a 1600 beater. Otherwise, it's nice that we got a shiny version of it, but we're not going to be playing that. I mean, it is a level 4 fire monster. That could help with summoning our fire XYZ in our level 4 deck, so maybe we put it in there. And Noble Knight. Noble Knight cards are pretty good. This is like our only Noble Knight card that I can think of that we have. It's not good enough to slot into our deck right now as it is. Even in our level 4, I mean, it's just a 1700 beater. We would be much better off putting this in for the fire thing and this in for just better stats. So pity pack and nothing. But you know, it's not to be expected. It's not like we're ever gonna expect to get anything good out of these packs. We can only just hope that occasionally we do. But I feel like every time we pull a pity pack, nothing really comes of them. But you know, it's better than nothing, so we'll take it. Alright, here we go with our next duel. Our hand is looking pretty decent. Our opponent won the coin toss. They're going first, which is alright with us. They have no extra deck, which means our best card that we rarely ever draw just is a dead card in our deck. So we will definitely not be playing this. However, we can actually utilize this by sending that as our target card to the graveyard in order to foolish return anything that we might need to put back into his deck. But apart from that, I don't know. I'm kind of concerned because, like, seeing an opponent with no extra deck, you would think that's a good thing, but we've been burnt on this a couple times just because they're playing some weirdness that just is beyond our comprehension. We have Dimension Slice, that's pretty good. We can special summon our Photon Thrasher, which we will do, and then we will go into the battle phase, hit for 21, hopefully, and get this show on the road, because I don't know what... Okay, well that's a Quaking Mirror Force, so our monster is now completely useless. Very fun. We're going to put our Foolish Return right here. We will set our Dimension Slice here, and we'll just pass turn, because there's nothing more we're gonna do there. I'm not about to waste our 2 monsters in our hand by either tributing out or just normal summoning out, because there would be no point right now. Mystical Space Typhoon. Alright, well, unfortunate he hit the Dimension Slice, but in all honesty, I'm kind of wondering if he's just playing like a stall deck, because a lot of these things are just like prevent us from attack so far, destroy our back row, make sure we don't have resources, so this could get quite annoying pretty quick. I think what we'll do is, in all honesty, we're just gonna normal summon out the Cyber Dragon. Go into battle and swing and see what he has face down. He'll probably have another trap card to impede our progress even further. But you know what? Let's get him to waste everything. When an opponent's monster that was normal summoned or special summoned this turn declares an attack, destroy that attacking monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half of So he's playing like some sort of stally burn deck, which this is just going to be one very annoying battle, I feel like. It is what it is. Hopefully he doesn't keep drawing a bunch of trap cards that's just going to stall us out. Like, hopefully he like bricks in however his deck can brick. That, you know, we have no back roll removal at all. Like, nothing good. Like, Lightning Storm would be phenomenal for us. In all honesty, actually, our Mist Veil card, I think that's what it's called, right? Or White Veil. White Veil would be a really good card for us to draw right now. That would be absolutely phenomenal. We are going to summon out our fairy. We're gonna just keep trying here because it's all we can do. That's 1500 to their face. We will take it. We will end our turn right there. We are definitely not activating Foolish Return this game because everything that he's drawing is just a negative to us. So I'm hoping we can pull this out because he is just playing absolute nonsense. The frustrating thing is that these decks, when they work, are just like, I don't know, they're stun decks. What more can we really say? It's just stalling and stunning. That's all they're good for. We are going to set Yomi ship. This is probably like a 2000 defense wall or something. Nope, that's an Ash Blossom. Well, he did the right thing by putting Ash Blossom there, because we are not drawing from our deck anytime soon. So that was actually very smart of him to place that. I'm thinking what we're going to do next turn is we're keeping Yomi ship on the field, obviously face down, just in case he does summon something out and starts swinging at us. I highly doubt that's going to happen, but if it does, we have that there as insurance. Fluffle card. Okay. That's nice. We're going to summon out our mistress. We're going to go straight into Virgil, because at least we can swing over the Ash Blossom this way. We're going to put Virgil right on the side over here. We will proceed to battle and proceed to swing over them, and hopefully this goes through. So far, it doesn't seem like any of his back row can activate, which is really good news for us. This is looking at least really doable for us. It just really depends on how annoying his draws are. I don't really know. There's really not much more to say about this battle at all. But obviously we're going to play this one out because this has been our most favorable duel so far today. So I'll just take what we can get. So yeah, like that's a good thing for them to crash into Yomi ship with. Absolutely. What is this? True Dracos. Sure. Right now, I want to set our Patchwork Fluffle and pull our Dark Lord because we need to end this as soon as we possibly can. That's nice. We're not gonna care about that. That's fine. That we weren't using that at all. I mean, I guess we could have popped like Ash Blossom back into his deck, and that could have been another card that he would have had to have drawn and wasted a turn drawing. But battle phase, yes, clear your board for us, please. Good job. Clears a path for Virgil. That's what we want to see. Botanical Lion, that's great. That is exactly what we're going to play this turn, because we need to just keep swinging with as much attack as we possibly can. Oh. Infinite Impermanence, that's fine. What are you going to do? That was a waste of that effect, dude. That was a huge waste. Huge waste. We'll just swing though. Do that, do that. Excellent. We will take what we can. You know what? Let's set our summon gate as a big bluff. Just as a really big bluff. Make him waste resources on unimportant cards at this point. That's a good strategy to play at this point in the game, because obviously we didn't use Foolish Burial with it. There was just no point. So using this to make him waste his own resources, this I consider as a net positive for us. So standby phase for him, main phase 1. What you got, man? Or are you gonna scoop right here? Please scoop. I really want to open a third pack. Especially one that we've actually won and deserved. Harpy's Feather Duster. That's what I'm talking about. Let's reveal this to him. Let's reveal it to him. Just to show that he just wasted a really good card on absolutely nothing. Oh, man. Oh, man. What an outcome. We finally pulled off a victory by actually dueling someone and winning. This is what we needed right here. This moment for this episode. This is what we really needed. It's just again, man, these duels though, finding these like offset people that are just playing these nonsensical decks, they're so few and far between for us. We have yet to come across a self TK deck in this series. It just like coming across one of those every now and then would be really good for us. But let's not prolong this duel any longer. We're going for game. Amen. Goodness gracious. Alright, let's go open up a well-earned and well-deserved master pack. Alright, here we go. Opening our master pack. We finally were able to win for ourselves. This feels good. This feels right. This is what we're here for. First card, TG Drill Fish. This can attack directly. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. I mean, this is pitiful for attacking directly, but you know. If all monsters you control are TG monsters, minimum 1, you can special summon this card from your hand. When a TG monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. We're putting this in our deck. Yeah, so 100 attack. But we're gonna pop an opponent's monster off the board? Like, absolutely we're putting this in our deck. This is probably gonna go in every single one of our decks, in all honesty. Let's see what we got here. Scrubbed Raid. During the battle phase, you can send one card you control to the graveyard, except this card, to end the battle phase. No. What do we got here? We don't have magical musket cards, so no. Wrath of Neos. This is Elemental Hero Neos cards. We don't have that. What do we have here? Gladiator Beasts. That's nice. Do we have any Gladiator Beasts? I don't think any of these effects are going to come into play, but this is a really good card. If we had Gladiator Beasts, sure. Flower. That art is actually really funny. Why is this thing level 12? While you control a level 11 or lower flower Cardian monster, which we don't have, you can special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot normal special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except flower Cardian monsters. When this card is targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack and the battle phase, then draw one card. That's really good. Uh, if we could get this out, which I don't think we can. I don't think we have any other flower Cardian cards, but this would be really good. That's just, oh, negate the attack, draw a card. Absolutely. End the battle phase. That would be really good, but we don't have anything for that. Okay, if your opponent has two or more cards in their hand than you do, you can reveal one Fabled monster from your hand, trip this face-up card, then target two spell, trap cards your opponent controls and destroy them. Yet we don't have any other Fabled cards, to my knowledge. Helleye Savo, this card is destroyed by battle with a light monster and sent to the graveyard. Select two cards on the field, destroy them. Light and dark are the most used attributes in the game. We might this is almost better than a Yomi ship for that reason. Because if this gets destroyed by a light monster, we pop two cards for the price of one. We're slotting that into the deck for sure. This and the drillfish are going into our deck. No questions asked. That is really good. That's what I'm talking about. Cards that we can actually use. I'm going to go and fix our deck and then show you guys. Alright, this is what we've got going on. We've slotted in our fish and our destruction card. We took out our Valkyrie here because trying to special summon this based off of one continuous spell. I mean, again, we could technically use like our pendulum monsters while they're in the pendulum zone for that effect as well, but it's it's a lot better off in our other deck. It's honestly the card is better off when we have more continuous spells and traps going on that are more helpful for the archetype that it's from. So it doesn't really help us all that much. As much as I like the card, we got to do what we got to do here to make our deck better. And then we also got rid of the one trap that we were specifically like putting into the deck to counter like Dark Magician. The likeliness of us pulling that trick off is just far too much of a detriment to try to run on our average duel. So we got rid of both of those cards, slotted in our two new cards, and that's all that we can really do. I think we got rid of one more card because that's what it was. We have our one level 1 tuner now. I got rid of our other level 1 tuner. That was the other card we got rid of. Just because I don't really think we need to worry about that so much anymore. Half the time we're already going into Virgil based off of like this in a level 4. It's going to happen more times than not. So it is what it is. Our special summon monsters at this point are just here to hopefully trigger off our Dimension Slice. So I think this is the right way to run this deck at this point. So yeah. Also, let's go here real quick. I just realized that we have 5 legacy tickets just waiting for us. All we have to do is begin this exam because we already did the in-duel test. We need to answer 3 out of the 5. In the Glory solo mode, what is said to happen to the few clusters? I think they're unleashed. Yes, that's right. What is the level of the monster that are tribute summoned by tributing 2 monsters? 7 or above, but less than 10. It's 7 or above. God card. Well, I guess God cards are their own thing, though. Which of the following does not belong to the battle phase steps? Uh, uh, Attack step. Yeah. Okay. And question number 4. This is this is a rock. It is a literal meteor. So, and then what is the name of this card? This is Batteryman Solar. There we go. We will take our 5 legacy tickets. We probably have been sitting on this for so long, I completely forgot. Let's go to the list. We've got that completed. We get our tickets. We move on. Let's see what our next criteria is. Practical exam to clear condition here. In order to pass this, compete in a duel 3 times. Destroy a card 10 times. We'll get there eventually. We're not going to worry about the academic exam yet because there's no point. Let's go pull some legacy tickets. Let's go. Pack 1. It's a gold border, which for legacy tickets really doesn't mean all that much usually. Elemental Valkyrie, old school card. The effects are not good. I mean, it is a fairy. It gains things based off of attributes. 500 attack if there's a fire monster, and control this card can't switch if there's a water monster on the field. So, not. I mean, the fire one is the better one, of course, but no. I mean, maybe in our fairy deck. Actually, in our fairy deck, paired with some fire cards in our deck that we normally have, this is actually pretty good. So, in there, we'll definitely put this in there. And what is this? A Performer Pal Teeter Totter Hopper insect. This is just going to go in our insect cards just because we're not going to actually use that. So next, we have White Knight Queen. The card looks cool. No pun intended, and it's shiny even makes it cooler. Cannot be special summoned. So if this is a fairy, okay. Once per turn, you can target 1 set card, destroy that target. This is really good. It has to be tributed out, and it requires, unfortunately, 2 tributes to do so. It's kind of a steep price, in all honesty, but man, that effect is actually pretty good. It's just straight up like back row removal for us. Actually, it's even more than that. It's any set card. So, I mean, that would be really good if we could actually get this on the field. But it can't be special summoned. So tributing 2 monsters, it's already hard enough for us to keep 2 monsters on the board half the time. And for something that's only got 2100 attack, that's sad. Old school Sorcerer of the Doomed, we're not playing this. Next. Jar of Generosity. Place 1 card from your hand on either the top or bottom of the deck. No. 7 colored fish. 1800 beater. This would actually be the best target so far for that one pendulum monster that if a normal monster destroys a card, blah, 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 this would be really good if we were still running that. As an 1800 beater by itself, though, right now it's not that. I mean, it is a water monster. For any of our water support, it would technically be good. So maybe someday, if we have to start using water deck for some reason, equipped only to a normal monster. Hey, if it battles a monster with a higher level, the equipped monster gains 500 attack times the difference in level. Okay, I take back of what we just said about that 7 colored fish. I might have to start coming up with an interesting strategy deck revolving around some of that stuff. Anyway, ooh, Elemental Hero, Dark Bright. Very cool. It looks really good when it shines. Holy cow. Can't summon this out though, but really cool. Next card pack. We got 3 more of these. This one and 2 more after it. Water Spirit. That's a level 1 tuner water monster. If again building a water deck, that might be applicable. Black Velocity. Uh, this card attacks and gains 400. If this card is attacked, it loses 400. Oh man, that's steep. Like it's good, but it's not. I mean, as a 2200 attacking monster, as it's attacking, I don't know. We could put this in over another 1800 beat stick that doesn't really do too much for us, I guess. It's a tough card to decide on, in all honesty. Do draw, send 1 do monster from your hand or face up on your side of the field to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. This pairs with our 1 warrior. I don't think we're going to play it though, based off of only having 1. It's better off just using it as our XYZ material. And ooh, Moon Envoy. I've always liked this card. I've always liked the art on it. Really cool, especially when it shines. Unfortunately, it is not a good card in the slightest, but I've always loved the card art to this. And our last pack here, we've got Dark World Grimoire. We don't have Dark World cards, but during the end phase, if you discard a monster to the graveyard because you had more cards in your hand than the size limit, you can target one of those monsters, special summon it. That would be good if we could use it, but yeah. Ooh, Searchlight Man. That's an interesting looking. That's actually really interesting looking. Flip. Your opponent cannot set or flip face down any cards for the rest of the turn. Yeah, it's a machine, but it's not that good. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. This was a long road of an episode. Man, 2 pity packs, and then we finally win our own pack. Uh, a couple interesting draws out of the legacy tickets. I mean, there really wasn't like the most phenomenal pulls, but we will try to utilize what we can. Hopefully next episode we can actually start picking up better steam with this deck, and hopefully we're not running into all these like insanely crafted, like very popular like decks that just outclass us in every given way, shape, and form. But until then, guys, stay safe out there. Take care. Subscribe to the channel. I'm ProtoPawn. Peace.